Very good afternoon, dear students.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Let us wait for 2 more minutes. Meanwhile, others can join us. Then we will start today's lecture. I have shared my screen with you people. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Let me start. Was my outline. Even we have seen it in last lecture. Among them, we have seen first and second topic. Okay. Why managers and admin require decisions. Okay. And why those decisions should be ethical in nature. Okay. So based on that, we have seen various theories that guide us in making right decision. Dear student, I would like to make one note over here. In my presentation, I have just placed they are asking this approach for 7 mark, 4 mark as well as 3 marks. Okay. Now, in today's topic, it is about ethical decision making with cross-holder conflicts and competition. Ethical decision making with cross-holder conflicts and competition. Okay, so competition is there. So some competitors are there. Consider business, whom you can call as a competitors. Yes, dear students, in business, whom you can call as the competitors. Yes, 13 number. Number, I'm talking to you.
Yes, sir.
Consider any business, whom you can explain this thing with reference to any example. Consider any business. In that business, whom you can consider as your competitor. Hello? Okay. 12 number. 12 number. Hello? 12 number, I'm talking to you, dear. 22 number. If you are unable to respond me, then no need to attend lectures. I will remove you people. 12 number, are you there? Twenty-two number. 22 number. Yes. Tell me the answer. Unmute yourself and tell me the answer. I'm waiting for your answer. 22 number. Hello. Well, number, you have just joined the lecture again. Give me the answer. 12 number. Okay, no worries. I will remove them. So competition means a person who is producing similar product. Let me give one simple example through which you can understand this thing clearly. Now consider namkeen markets of Gujarat. Too many varieties of companies are there. They are producing similar products. Okay, you can consider Balaji Namkeens, Real Namkeens, Uncle Chips, and Bikaji. Okay, this kind of more than 10 companies are there. They are producing similar kind of products. Okay, and whatsoever decisions they are taking, their decisions are having impact on their business because it's a tough competition. Okay, so we over here in this slide we are discussing that thing. Okay, so Berry proposed the following decision making rules regarding cases of conflicts and mixed effect. Choose the more important obligation between two or more conflicting obligations. Choose an action of higher ideal when two or more ideals conflict or when ideal conflict with obligations. Choose the action that produces the greater good or the lesser harm when the effects are mixed. So one need to take care for this 3 point whenever we are going for cross holder conflict and competition. Next topic is very important. It is nothing but Kohlberg's model of cognitive moral development. Kohlberg's cognitive moral development. Kohlberg's model of cognitive moral development. Okay, so he was one pioneer person who proposed various stages, and based on those stages he suggested various important principles. Okay, and based on that he suggested 6 different ways, okay, through which one can take decision. Okay, one can take decision. So here we are going to learn them. Kohlberg's 6-stage model of cognitive development explains why people make different decisions in similar ethical situations. Consider you, consider your friend, consider your another friend. Okay, if I am going to put them, and if same situation is given to them, then they are going to take different decisions. Okay, so the stage of punishment and obedience, the stage of individual instrumental purpose and exchange, the stage of mutual interpersonal expectations, relationships and conformity, the stage of social system and conscience maintenance, the stage of prior rights, social contract or utility, and the stage of universal ethical principles. So he is going to deal with this thing. So basically Kohlberg did various experiments, and through which he proposed these models. So their models, in their model, what he did, he took child and he teach him certain thing. Okay, and that observation period was very long. Okay, so as that child grows, he treated them. So too many objects are there, too many children were there, and he did same experiment on them. Okay, so his methodology was different for samples. Okay, and based on that, stage of punishment and obedience, stage of individual instrumental purpose and exchange, stage of mutual interpersonal expectations, relationships and conformity, the stage of social system, conscience maintenance, stage of prior rights, social contract or utility, and last stage is stage of universal ethical principles. Okay, so he observed them, and then by looking towards the development among them, he proposed this model. Okay, next is influences on ethical decision making. Influences on ethical decision making. Okay, it is very important thing. Consider you are going to take any decision. Consider me, I am going to take any decision. Over there various factors are there, they are guiding us to take appropriate decision, but your decision may be different, my decision may be different. Okay, so various factors are there, they are affecting decision making process. Okay, so over here we are going to learn them, and we are calling it as a influences on ethical decision making. So there are 3 major influences that have impact on employees' decision making in business. First one is his personal moral standards. Consider me, my development is different as compared to you. your development is different as compared to your friends, your classmates, your colleagues. Okay, so your personal moral standards are different as compared to other persons. Even consider one family, even consider two brothers, their moral standards, their beliefs, and all other things are different. Okay, so it's a personal thing, it's an individual thing. Okay, so his personal moral standard, that is first thing. Second is his workplace ethics. Okay, consider Tata groups, their ethics are different. Consider Reliance, their ethics are different. Consider Adani group of industries, their ethics are different. Okay, and consider similarly, consider any other industry, their ethics are different. Okay, so consider Google. Recently, it was in article that more than 500 employees did one complaint to Sundar Pichai regarding harassment by seniors. Okay, and this kind of complaints are repetitive in Google. Still, they are not taking any kind of decision to deal with this kind of issues. Okay, so it shows the ethics in the workplace. Okay, so eh, his workplace ethics and culture, how culture is developed in that organization. Okay, is there any scope of innovation, whether that company is providing promotions, incentives, leaves regularly or not. Okay, so his workplace ethics and culture, and the nature of issue con concern. So consider it's a personal issue, it's a society based issue, it's a company based issue. So it is nothing but nature of issue. Okay, which kind of impact that issue is having on a particular person, on society, on company. Okay, so based on these three factors, mostly managers are taking decisions. Okay, so whether it is going to affect my company, whether it is going to harm me, it is whether it is suitable for ethics of the workplace. In last lecture, I have given one example of Tata Group of Industries. Okay, removal of chairman of Cyrus Mistry. Okay, so it is nothing but workplace ethics at group of industries. Okay, or at workplace. Next is very important thing, personal values and decision making. Last topic was nothing but influences on ethical decision making. So which factors are affecting us whenever we are going to take any ethical decision making in organization? Now we are going little bit narrow. Okay, and we are discussing about personal values and ethical decision making. Okay, personal values and ethical decision making. So for an individual to be considered as an ethical decision maker, he need to build and develop certain values. Okay, values are very important. Okay, values are taught by your friends, your family, your religion, your beliefs, etc. Okay, so values are there through which your behavior is decided. Okay, so there is one institute, they decided 6 pillars of character. Okay, first one is trustworthiness, second is respect, third one is responsibility, fourth one is fairness, fifth one is caring, sixth one is citizenship. Okay, trustworthiness. Okay, whenever if you are working in any organization, your behavior should be trustworthiness. Okay, you should respect others. Okay, you should be a responsible in a society. Okay, you should treat each and everyone with fairness. You should have caring in nature. Okay, and you should follow rules and regulations decided by your country, your organization. Okay, so that is nothing but personal values and ethical decision making. Okay, next is corporate values and ethical decision making. See the difference of the title, dear students. This one is personal values and ethical decision making, while this is nothing but corporate values and ethical decision making. That is why even I have selected different image in the background. Okay, if we are talking about corporate world is mostly concentrated towards money. Okay, while consider personal values, it is nothing but based on your development. Those values are growing, okay, at each and every time, especially during your education time. Okay, so especially that is why I have selected this kind of backgrounds, okay, in the heading. So corporate values and ethical decision making. A corporate culture can be defined as a set of values, beliefs, goals, norms, and ways of solving problems. Corporate culture, I repeat, corporate culture can be defined as a set of values, beliefs, goals, norms, and ways of solving problem. So, if I'm talking about this particular definition, that is applicable to each and every employee, not only the admin or management, but it is applicable to each and every employee. Why? Because consider any employee, they are working hard, okay, and at each and every time they are facing certain issues, okay, so they are trying to solve those issues, okay, so it is nothing but ways of solving problem. But how? With the help of values, beliefs, goals, and rules and regulations, they are trying to solve various problems. Okay, so that is nothing but corporate culture. Okay, so an organization employees share and live up with in their work environment. Okay, that is nothing but corporate culture. So work environment, wherever you are working over there, corporate culture is observed. It involves certain prescriptions of behavior the organization's employees are expected to follow. Consider company over there, that company is having their own rules and regulations which one need to follow. Okay, so that is nothing but corporate values and ethical decision making. Next is framework of ethical decision making. Framework of ethical decision making. Okay, so Michael Josephson has constructed the following component of good choices. Take choices seriously. Good decisions are both ethical and effective, and it should be with full of rules and regulations. Okay, over there There should not be any kind of cheating. So if you are going to follow these three things, then you are going to take a decision that will be ethical. Okay, so how you can have that thing? First, identify the problem. Okay, it is a main issue, its main problem. Okay, then go for alternatives. Try to find alternatives. So you may have too many alternatives to solve that issue, to resolve that issue, but consider those solutions seriously. Okay, so take pen and paper. Okay, evaluate those alternatives seriously, then come then select appropriate choice among them. Think whether your decision is ethical or and effective, and along with that try to see its effect on the company, on the business, on the corporate culture. Okay, so your decision will be ethical. Okay, now next is the process of making good ethical decisions. The process of making good ethical decisions. The process of making good ethical decisions. Okay, so here various steps are provided. If you are going to follow those steps, then success will be with you people. Success will be always with you. Okay, so we are going to study them in a detail. Okay, various steps are there. Okay, first step is recognize and identify the kind of issue, ethical issue you need to resolve. Okay, sometimes we are thinking that it's a problem, but in actual it may possible that that is not actual issue. Actual issue is different. So recognize and identify the kind of ethical issue you need to resolve. Okay, so ask those questions, this kind of questions to yourself. Okay, to recognize the ethical issue and try to get answer for the issue. Okay, second, pause and think. So think again and again on that issue. Okay, pause and think, pause and think. Okay, so think ahead, reflect on the consequences that are likely to follow. If you are, why it is happening, who is behind that thing, why this kind of thing is happening with too many fellows. Okay, so ask this kind of questions. Make sure of your goals. So be clear about your goal. Consider you are working somewhere, and if unethical thing is happening over there, first you need to prioritize your goals. Goals can be short term, long term. Okay, so are you going to work with that company for a longer time or for a shorter time? If you are there for a shorter time, and if that issue is for a few months or for a few days, then no need to worry about that issue. Okay, so be clear on the goals, both short term and long term. Next, gather all the facts concerning the issue, verify the uncertain facts, get additional information. Sometimes in Gujarati it is said like આંખે જોયેલું અને કાને સાંભળેલું બી ખોટું હોઈ શકે. Am I right? So ask this thing to others on whom you are having faith. Okay. Through them, try to get more information. Okay. Next, evaluate choices from different ethical perspectives. So, make a list of options that attempts to accomplish the goal. Test each option against various ethical perspectives such as rights, justice, virtue, or common good. So these are various approaches which we have learned in this particular chapter. So apply them over here. Okay, so that thoroughly you can have evaluation of this issue. Find out which option will produce the most good and do the least harm to the others. Okay, it should not harm to the others. Consider the consequences. Okay, ensure that there is no unethical option. See that your option is consistent with all core ethical values. Analyze the possible consequences of each of the options for each stakeholder. Ensure that the end result cause more good than any other harms. Identify the stakeholders who are likely to be impacted by the decision. Find out what is important stakes individual and groups have in the outcome. Find out whether some individuals have greater stake because they have special need or because we have special obligations to them. So you need to think for each and everybody and then go for decision. Prepare a criteria derived from the facts gathered. Create a decision criteria including the financial outcome. Financial outcome, why financial outcome is required? Because you are going to take decision in the organization. Okay, so consider you are sitting on a admin level or managerial level. Over there your decision is going to impact financial outcome, so you need to think for them. Rate the appropriate actions against your list of criteria. Talk to a person whose judgment you respect. Okay, and last is act, then reflect on the decision later. Implement the decision and after implementation evaluate the consequences which occurs on the decision. Okay, so you need to think for that one. Okay, that's it from my side regarding today's lecture, and it is nothing but end of fourth unit. End of fourth unit. Dear students, is there any confusion in this fourth unit? Ethical decision
No, sir.
making in business. I repeat again, I have placed only important points in my presentation. If you have seen my earlier slides, that those slides were having too much description, while over here this presentation is having only important points, only name of topics. Okay, so at the time of reading, take care for the same. Okay, dear students. Now let me take your attendance. Yes. Be connected with me. Okay, one by one you can speak your number.
Number 5 present, sir.
Only
Number
speak
6
your
present,
number.
sir.
Only speak your number. Okay. Have
Number
seen
6.
Hmm.
Number 13.
Hmm.
17 present.
Hmm.
19.
Hmm.
23.
Next. Hmm.
22.
Hmm.
26.
So at the time of attendance, students are speaking, but whenever faculty is asking any question, at that time uh, students are not responding. It's a nice trick used by the students. Okay, 26.
27, sir.
Hmm.
42.
Okay.
43.
Hmm.
38, sir.
Hmm.
38.
Okay.
46, sir. 46.
Moaz.
51 present.
Hmm.
57 present, sir.
Hmm.
55 present, sir.
59.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. Thank you for joining me. Have a good time. You may leave now. Take care.
Thank you, sir.